Oh, hey, here we are. Yay, we did it. A whole week of horror movies, and today we're going to talk about my thoughts and think about those thoughts and what they mean to society. Roll that bumper. Welcome back. Thanks for not leaving after that intro. Well, we did it. I watched a whole week of horror movies in October here. I mean, we still have 3 more weeks to go, but whatever. I did the first week. I did it. I'm alive and well. And we're going to talk about those movies. So let's just get right into it. To start, I watched 28 Days Later from 2002, directed by Danny Boyle. It's a pretty good movie. It kind of started that whole trend of like the fast zombies, not the super slow lumbering zombies that had pretty much been the genre before. And it's a pretty good horror movie. It's classic, I would say, a modern classic. Ew, gross term, but whatever. I digress. It had enough action to keep you interested, a captivating story, characters you actually cared about, which is not, I would say, the norm for these kinds of movies. Normally it's all about the action, how cool the effects are, and just how many zombies they can pile into one scene. But this is a story with the zombies in it as opposed to zombies with a story. Wait. Anyways, I liked it. So, arbitrary rating, 4. Second movie I watched, The Grudge. Ooh. I remember watching this movie in theaters on Halloween, or at least very, very close to Halloween. So yeah, terrifying as a child. Or as a young teen. I don't remember when it was. It felt like forever ago. But it came out after The Ring, and The Ring kind of set the bar for like these import movies. It started the wave of these import movies where we just took like a Japanese or Asian horror film and redid it with an American director and American cast. And usually they were okay. The Ring, I'll talk about that later. We're talking about The Grudge. So The Grudge. It hit a lot of good points for me. I liked the story. I at least somewhat cared about the characters. It slowly unravels the mystery of why the hauntings are happening. Ooh. And the spooks, the haunts, the scares are all well placed. And a thing that I like is the ever-growing creep factor, where you see like a long shot of something happening and you're just waiting for it to go terrible. It's not really relying on jump scares. It's a lot of just, let's focus on this terrifying image, and sorry, but you're going to have to look at it for like a minute and a half. And yeah, terrifying. I love it. Classic. The noise. That's not the noise. Something like that. That noise that everyone did for like months after the movie came out. Arbitrary rating, 3.75. Third movie I watched, VHS. It's a short film anthology, you could say. It has 4 or 5 different short films, kind of bookended by these guys going into a house and stealing a tape because it's worth the money. They're gonna sell it and make tons of money if they find this tape. Ugh. But basically, it's just a bunch of horror, like lesser-known horror directors getting a shot to kind of combine works and get a movie out when they may not have the budget or the time to do a full feature film. But overall, it's okay. There are some certainly stronger shorts than others. Some of them I just wish I would skip, but I felt like I had to stay true to the movie and watch all of them, even though it was painful sometimes. There's a couple that are good, that are quality, that will give you some good creep factor, good jumps. Overall, it's a fine film. It's fine. It's nothing amazing, nothing you haven't seen before. But it's a neat idea to get a bunch of these guys, like I said, who may not have the time or resources to do a full feature, get a short, get it out there, get people to see them, people talk about them, and it worked. So, VHS, arbitrary rating, like a 2.81. Movie number 4, Dog Soldiers. This is a classic for me and my buddy. I think we rented it from Blockbuster, and we were certainly not 17 or able to like go watch an R-rated movie or even buy an M-rated video game or do anything. But you could go to Blockbuster and rent an R-rated movie, no questions. They're just gonna say, hey, here's your movie. Okay. So, yeah, me and my buddy, we rented the movie, and we watched it, and it was terrifying to us. Didn't sleep. I remember being scared at night in most places that werewolf dog creature things are gonna jump out of the woods, or the tree line, or the fog, or just really anywhere and eat me. That was it. This is how I'm gonna die. But these giant werewolf creature man things. But watching it again recently, it's pretty cheesy. It's pretty corny. It's done by the director who later did The Descent, which is, I think, a very well done, well crafted horror movie. I will never go cave diving. Ever. Never had interest to do it anyways, but after that movie, nope, no way, Jose. The movie is just kind of bad. These guys are dropped into the woods as like a training exercise. They're, military guys. Training exercise, things go south, people are in on it, oh no, ugh. And just you get to watch them shoot these dog man creature wolves, soldiers, for like an hour and a half. And it's just fun, it's just stupid, it's just fun. Nothing amazing, didn't push any boundaries, didn't do anything never before seen in cinema. But as like a 14-year-old watching it, it was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. And as I'm older, it was fine. It's just got the nostalgia factor of terrifying me as a child. So arbitrary value for nostalgia's sake, I mean, it's easily like a 4, but in terms of genuine quality, it's like a 2.5. It's just bad, but I love it. Movie number 5. The Ring. Ooh. Now this is a movie that probably most of you have seen, I would say. It was definitely like a Blockbuster success. Not Blockbuster, the video rental, but in terms of box office. That's the word I should have said. It was a box office success, which was kind of like a big tipping point, I would say, for horror movies in the early 2000s. Overall, like, the movie still has some images that, like, I think of to this day, like the moment when you see the first gal, Rachel, or is that the sister friend person? Anyways, the gal who's in the closet, that scene where the closet, I still think of that scene to this day, and it creeps me out. Not a big fan of that. And that means I really like it. As a movie overall, it's just the classic unraveling a mystery of all these deaths, and it just get kind of deeper and deeper and darker into this hole of mystery, and something's not right with all these people, and girl with black hair over the front of her face, lumbering around in creepy manners. This scene where she comes out of the TV, iconic. It's been parodied and spoofed over and over and over and over. You can't beat it. I really like The Ring. It's like stupid expensive on Blu-ray to this day, which is dumb because like all the other movies they got were like $5 or $6, and The Ring is like $30 on Amazon. What? So arbitrary value for The Ring, probably, certainly, absolutely a 4.2168. Ooh, movie number 6, The Void. Moving directions into like the body horror genre. Oh man, this really gets me going. Practical effects, I feel, are always the way to go. I know CG has its places, but if you can do body horror with practical effects, like stamp of approval, gold stars, all the rainbows, everything great. And The Void does that. It's kind of a throwback to like the classic 80s horror where just gross creatures, gross things, everything's dripping and gross, and it's like, is that a human? Is that a monster? What sick person thought of this in their head and then created it? Wonderful. great, everything I want. The acting is pretty bad, but you kind of don't care because you just want to see the next creature that they encounter, or the weird, trippy, surrealist dream that he has. And yeah, it's just, I really enjoy it. It's got some some creepy guys in these all white like KKK outfits. That's kind of not great. But anyways, yeah, there's just some general creepiness and gross body horror, and just the creatures start getting worse and worse, and you just start going deeper into this madness. And by the end, this guy like thinks he's like a god, and he wants to bring his daughter back, and he tries. And he's like, this is my daughter, and it's this gross creature with like tentacles and 16 mouths, and you're like, this ain't right, that ain't your daughter. But he's so delusioned into believing that's his daughter because of plot, because the script. Yeah, it's not the greatest story, but visually, I love it. It's great. Arbitrary value of 4.65. And movie number 7 to round. That ain't 7. And movie number 7 was The Thing from the 2011 era-ish. It was painful. It was bad. The Void was incredible because of all the practical effects, and that like send it way over the top of enjoyment. This was all CG. They said there's practical effects. There's like 2 shots that had practical effects that I could see. Everything else was CG, and it really it ruined all of like the creature goriness, whatever you want to call it. The CG just ruined it because I knew it was fake, and I knew none of that was real, and it was a disappointment overall. I do like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Mew, she's fun. I like her. But, and Tormund from Game of Thrones is in there, so that's cool. Weird. But overall, it was bad. I really didn't like it. So I then went immediately to watch the 1982 version of The Thing, and that was just so much better. Oh, man. Practical effects. That's what sold it. Even though it's older and the quality isn't as amazing as maybe we could do today, it just felt way more believable because you saw it and someone made that, and that's more, I can appreciate that a whole lot more. Someone made this weird contraption creature thing. And although I do like how the 2011 version fed right into the start of the 1982 one, but that's probably the only good thing it did. The 80s one is just significantly a better movie, more enjoyable for me. If you like the 2011 version, that's fine. You should go watch the 82 version because it's a lot better. So arbitrary value for the 2011 version, like a 201. And for the 1982 version, easily a classic value. So, thanks. We did it. Well, I mean, I did it. You didn't. You just had to wait and be patient with me while I watched these movies and made a video about it. So thank you for joining me, and leave some comments down in the bottom. Let's talk about this. Let's start a conversation, because that's always a fun thing to do in YouTube comment sections. Nothing bad ever happens there. Arguments, fights, nothing happens in there. Just pure wholesome conversation is the only thing that happens in YouTube comments. So if you have an opinion, which probably I would assume some of you do, most, if not all of you, have an opinion. It could be incorrect, but you have an opinion, so leave it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're notified when I post new videos. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.